AEW Collision sees a significant drop-off in total viewership and 18 to 49 demographic rating as they went head-to-head with SummerSlam this past Saturday. WWE Undisputed Universal Champion Roman Reigns suffered an injury during the SummerSlam Tribal Combat main event. We've got more details on that, as well as if it will mean he may have to miss some significant ring time moving forward. More details on how WWE wants NXT to eventually defeat AEW Dynamite in terms of the ratings. Brock Lesnar's return date or lack thereof may have now been revealed. The Elite revealed they went back and forth when deciding whether or not to sign with WWE or stick with AEW, and an update on why WWE ran a Sami Zayn injury angle last night on Monday Night Raw. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's start off talking about the ratings and viewership number for AEW Collision. And as one would expect, a significant decline, a significant hit when it comes to the ratings of AEW's TNT Saturday Night primetime live wrestling show, particularly, of course, because this past Saturday they went head-to-head with WWE's biggest event of the summer, the premium live event known as SummerSlam. Now, AEW faced its stiffest competition to date as Saturday's show aired head-to-head with WWE's SummerSlam. SummerSlam proved to be a major obstacle for Collision's viewership, which dropped by a whopping 44% this week to 417,000 viewers, and experienced a 54% decline in its 18 to 49 audience, with 164,000 viewers, that being a 0.13 rating. This comes from data from Brandon Thurston at WrestleNomics. Now, it was Collision's lowest 18 to 49 audience among its 8 episodes, and was the second lowest overall audience behind its July 1st taped episode from Hamilton, so therefore it was the lowest live total viewership that they've ever had for the show in the 8 weeks that it's been running. In the 18 to 49 demographic, male viewership declined by 52%, falling 56% from last week's numbers. Adults age 18 to 34 revealed an interesting result as the demo dropped by 58% and led by males down by an astounding rate of 72% from last week's 2. However, women in the demo saw a small 4% increase from 24,000 last week to 25,000, and it was the only category that didn't drop. Adults 35 to 49 fell by 52% from 111,000 viewers, with males down 38 and women down by a dropping 77% from last week's episode. Now, Collision not only aired against SummerSlam, but it also aired against the UFC Fight Night card from Nashville, which averaged 1,035,000 viewers and a 0.38 key demographic rating on ESPN, with a strong main event for that show as well. Of course, when it comes to SummerSlam was the third most watched WWE event in Peacock history, with the streaming service expanding this past quarter to 24 million subscribers. Collision was headlined by CM Punk defeating Absolute Ricky Starks, with Ricky Steamboat serving as an outside official. The card included 3 title matches, with the House of Black retaining the Trios Championships against Darius Martin, Action Andretti, and Lee Johnson, and FTR defeating Big Bill and Brian Cage to keep the AEW World Tag Team Championships. Now, due to Money in the Bank airing in the afternoon on July 1st, this was the first time that Collision aired head-to-head with a WWE Premium Live event. The next WWE show falls on September 2nd with Payback and airs on the night before AEW's All Out pay-per-view. So what are your thoughts when it comes to the number and the key demographic rating for AEW Collision? Obviously, no surprise that we saw the decline. Is it a bigger decline or a smaller decline than you thought? Are you actually thinking that 417,000 viewers is better than you expected going up against SummerSlam? Or like it was expected, did AEW Collision get crushed by WWE's arguably second biggest premium live event, or maybe third behind the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania premium live event of the year? What are your thoughts on it? What are your thoughts on the numbers? What are your thoughts on the viewership number and the key demographic number? Let me know your thoughts, as always, in the comment section below. And is it cause for concern when it comes to the stronger competition coming up later this year? Of course, as I mentioned, not only premium live events, but also college football returning as well, sporting events, etc. Let me know your thoughts, as always, in the comment section below. Now, Roman Reigns is injured. We just don't know how badly. A new report has indicated that undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns was, quote, hurt during his match at SummerSlam. At the August 5th Premium Live event, Reigns puts his championship and title of Tribal Chief on the line against Jey Uso. Reigns ultimately picked up the victory after Jey was attacked by his brother Jimmy Uso. Now, as per Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, Reigns was hurt, quote, relatively early during the match. Noting that he worked most of the Tribal Combat match hurt, Meltzer said, quote, he's going to be back Friday. Roman Reigns got hurt in that match. Roman Reigns got hurt in the match, and I haven't watched the beginning of the match over again, but I heard it was relatively early. I don't know the nature of the injury. I just know he worked the match hurt. He worked the match hurt. He got hurt early in the match. How many times does he want to say he got hurt earlier on in the match? Now, as announced during Raw, Reigns will appear live on Friday's August 11 edition of SmackDown in a segment with Jimmy Uso. Now, this kind of sparked, as one would expect, social media into a bit of a firestorm this afternoon with concerns about the severity of the injury, of course, his undisputed Universal Championship reign, how it would affect that. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select has provided a bit of an update, but still details are very murky at the time of recording this video. So Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select has confirmed that indeed Roman Reigns did get hurt at WWE SummerSlam. Tuesday morning, the Wrestling Observer reported that Roman Reigns got hurt early in the match with Jey Uso at SummerSlam. Fightful Select has since confirmed that news. However, Reigns is still planned for SmackDown this Friday on Fox. After SummerSlam, word came out that Reigns was not advertised for any WWE television episodes over the next few months. However, Fightful did confirm that Reigns was planned for this Friday SmackDown, and as of now, there aren't plans for him to miss his internally scheduled appearances, although that could always change again depending on the severity of this injury. For instance, if there was surgery or just a change of plans or anything like that. WWE hasn't responded to Fightful's official inquiries regarding Reigns, but Fightful has heard the same that the Observer did about the injury happening early on in the match. There were those who would likely be in the know in a creative capacity for SmackDown who hadn't even heard about the injury until words emerged earlier today. Fightful are told that as of Tuesday afternoon today, it hadn't changed creative, but certainly it's being kept pretty hush-hush. Of course, if there are any more details or information, we'll let you know in a future video, but as of right now, he's still scheduled for SmackDown. We just know that he got hurt in the match, he worked the match hurt, but we don't really know any more details as of the time recording this video. Now, this is quite an interesting story that got people talking recently, and an update has emerged on WWE's goal for NXT viewership, with the brand aiming to beat AEW television in a certain category. With numerous main roster stars appearing on the show in recent weeks, it's no secret that NXT has received an injection of star power recently. It was previously reported that there are some in NXT who are pushing for the brand to do numbers that beat AEW Dynamite. Now, Dave Meltzer has now added to this report, noting that WWE specifically wants to beat Dynamite in the 18 to 34 demographic. Meltzer noted the following on Wrestling Observer Radio: the thing I keep hearing is their goal, which is to beat Dynamite in 18 to 34 some week. Not this last week, but the week before, they were pretty close. For comparison, the three most recent edition of Dynamite had a total viewership figure of 953,000, a boost for the Blood and Guts special, 898,000 and 894,000. Before Blood and Guts, AEW was on a run of three shows that had drawn 809,000, 855,000, and 825,000. The 18 to 34 number is only a subset of total viewership, however, so it would be possible for NXT to defeat Dynamite in this category, but still have a lower overall viewership. Of course, tonight's NXT will feature more of that aforementioned added star power as Dominic Mysterio with Rhea Ripley defends the North American Championship against Dragon Lee, who will have Rey Mysterio in his corner. So if we get any more updates on how close NXT is getting when it comes to this, if there's any comparison, or of course if there are some weeks which NXT does beat Dynamite in that category, we'll let you know. But is that a fair thing for NXT to look to do? Is it achievable? And what would that represent if NXT did defeat AEW some weeks in that 18 to 34 category? Let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section below. Now, there was a lot of speculation about the future of Brock Lesnar after SummerSlam. Now, following his loss to Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam, the immediate future of Brock Lesnar has seemingly been revealed. According to Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, Lesnar is set to be, quote, gone for a while following the conclusion of his program with Cody Rhodes, with no further appearances expected for the rest of 2023. Meltzer detailed that Lesnar was originally set for another pay-per-view this year. However, that now seems not to be the case. Quote, Brock was originally advertised for one of the pay-per-views later this year, but he's not going to be on it. He's going to be gone for a while. No time soon, as far as the next 4 months or something like that. He's not going to be on anything at that point. He'll be back for Mania season. He's coming back, so that's the situation with him. Lesnar has competed in 6 matches this year, which, if Meltzer's report ends up being true, would be lower than last year's total of 8. There have been questions regarding Lesnar's long-term WWE future this year, following comments in an interview with UFC legend Daniel Cormier prior to his WrestleMania 39 match with Omos. In the interview, Lesnar admitted he wasn't sure how long he would be around, while also revealing that he originally considered himself retired following his WrestleMania 36 main event loss to Drew McIntyre. While it seems as if Lesnar will indeed be back early next year, following his actions after the bell against Cody at SummerSlam, perhaps he could be set for another run as a babyface. The moment which saw Lesnar shake the American Nightmare's hand and embrace him was reportedly totally unplanned, not just according to Triple H, but also multiple other sources. So Lesnar looks like he's not going to be appearing for the rest of 2023. Do you believe Meltzer's report? It was previously reported that Lesnar was advertised for Fastlane. Of course, plans can always change, but is the best thing now for Brock to take a break from WWE TV? What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. The Elite, of course, they're sticking around with All Elite Wrestling, but the Young Bucks, they've opened up on their decision to re-sign with AEW, as well as revealing how some in the group at one point wanted to sign with WWE, whilst others wanted to stay with AEW, and the group reportedly went back and forth over what their decision for their future would be. The Young Bucks have discussed their decision to re-sign with AEW along with Kenny Omega and Hangman Page, revealing that the group often weren't in agreement between staying with AEW or moving to WWE. Speaking on fellow AEW star Swerve Strickland's Swerve City podcast, Matt and Nick said they really were not sure where the group would land eventually, with the only certainty being that they would stick together. Matt said, quote, "We didn't know. I don't read any of it, but I know people are thinking, oh, how surprising the Elite re-signed. Bro, we didn't even know if we were going to re-sign. We all negotiated together as a team. The votes did not line up every time. There are a lot of emotions in the last year, as the world knows. So one day, this person's voting to leave, this person's voting to go. We weren't even on the same page the whole time. While it seemed clear to outsiders that the group would land in one of the two companies, Nick revealed that at one point, Matt was considering retirement instead. Nick revealed, quote, "I had to talk him out of that." So while it was reported that WWE was interested in all 4 members of the Elite, they supposedly had specific interest in Kenny Omega in particular, with their plans for the former AEW and IWGP World Heavyweight Champion being revealed. Of course, ultimately though, it becomes one of wrestling's great what-if questions, because as of right now, the Elite are sticking around in AEW. Finally, a bit of an update on Sami Zayn, because some people were concerned that, a bit like his tag team championship partner Kevin Owens, he could be dealing with an injury. Now, there's been a major update on the injury status of Sami Zayn following his seemingly storyline attack from JD McDonough on the August 7 edition of Monday Night Raw. Zayn was originally announced to be competing in the main event of this week's Raw, teaming alongside Seth freaking Rollins and Cody Rhodes against Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, and Finn Balor of the Judgment Day. However, after a backstage attack from McDonough, Zayn was later replaced by Shinsuke Nakamura in the match. While this was perceived to maybe be just part of the story, both to reintroduce McDonough and facilitate Nakamura's heel turn, there also looks to be a real reason for the angle, as Zayn is dealing with some legitimate injury concerns, particularly in relation to his left elbow, which you can see on the screen right now. Look how swollen that is. In the aftermath of the attack, Zayn could be seen clutching his arm with a very noticeable lump on his elbow, something WWE fans had seen 10 years ago prior in 2013 when John Cena sported the same glaring injury. On the latest Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer addressed Zayn's injury, as well as the fact that his tag team partner Kevin Owens is currently on the injured list, saying, quote, "That attack from McDonough was a cover for a bursa sac injury. It's so swollen, he had a golf ball size swell. I wonder what they're going to do with the tag titles. Kevin can work. The whole idea was that since they decided not to book him for SummerSlam, if they booked him for SummerSlam, he would have kept working and done SummerSlam. But when the decision was made to not put a tag team title match on SummerSlam, they decided to shoot an angle and get him off and get him a little bit of rest. But it was only supposed to be a short period of rest. That's why they didn't take the belts off them or anything like that." Following Zayn being written out of the match by McDonough, his replacement in the main event of the six-man tag team match made his own impact for a very unexpected reasons. Shinsuke Nakamura seemed to set himself up for a main event feud with Seth Rollins, turning on his partner for the night and turning heel in the process. We spoke about that earlier on today, so be sure to check that out. Just to clarify, Zayn being announced for the match and then replaced later in the show was always the plan, so WWE did know of this injury ahead of time. It wasn't a legitimate change made during the show. Nevertheless, it does look like he is dealing with an injury. Again, if we get any more details on that, we'll let you know. But there you go, guys. This latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon. Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right-hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.